Morning, guys. Ugh, getting cold. So it's November 16th, 2024 here in Rusty, Rhode Island, Saturday morning. So I put the second coat of the blue on the cowl yesterday. I just finished taking the paper off. Looks okay. I got a little bit of bleed through underneath the tape. Mostly because I really thinned the paint down. It's getting chillier and I wanted to spray at low pressure, so I really thinned the paint down. But that's all going to get covered with the red pinstripe, which is going to come right across the hood and is also going to follow this blue line around the body, around the cab. So the red pinstripe will take care of that. I'm not real worried about it. Most of it will come out when I wet sand, and then the pinstriping will finish the process. Come out pretty good though, laid out nice. It's not dry though, and there's a reason why. I didn't use the Japan dryer, and I should have, but the reason I don't like to is when I get done working, I like to pour the paint back in the jug. And then, but if I put the dryer in there, I can't pour whatever, so whatever's left in the gun when I'm done is waste. So I figured I'd just let it dry naturally, but kicking myself in the butt now because it ain't dry and I want to paint the hood. I bought a scanner online so I could get Connie's tires. I bought the one that you plug into the ALDL and program. So I think that's where my problem is I need that more expensive tool to do it on her car. The earlier models, I guess you could do with the cheaper tool. Not this one. So it came out pretty good. I'm going to be making a pattern of the wheels. And then I'm going to go out to the junkyard. And I'm going to find out if I can get a 3/4 ton rear end and a one-piece drive shaft to put in here. I'm going to see about taking care of that. I also still want to put a overdrive transmission in here. It's currently got a turbo 400, but I'd like to have the overdrive transmission just for better economy. So things that are on my wish list, I guess you call it. I'm going to be painting outside. I've got this all masked off. I got to bring out a couple more lights so I can light it up out here. I just got my little drop lights now. The wind is low, so I'll be okay blowing out here. I'm going to put the hardener in there, which will kick it off a little quicker. I masked it. First I went over it with 1500 grit. Wiped her down, and then I masked off the rest right up to the lines where I want it. Covered it over. So that's pretty much ready to put the paint on now. That front end really looking good now. I painted inside with a brush. You can see all the blackout that I did. Still got a little bit in the headlight areas, but can't really see that because the cowl, rather the headlight bezels. Shake it up. Shake the mixer. Here's my paint mixer. So I'm going to add a cap of the I'm going to mix it right in the gun. The hood is not going to take a full gun. I'm going to add in 1/4 of the cup. If I don't use it all, unfortunately, it'll just end up in the waste. But what am I going to do? I want to make sure that and the mixer. I was looking online at carports, and the metal carports run about $2,000 US, but you have to put anchors in the ground, which means you either got to buy those screw-in anchors or put sonnet tubes with cement and bolts sticking up. The screw-in are probably the easier ones. They screw down into the soil, but you got to rent the tool to screw them in. And if you got a lot of stone in your yard like I do, it's not going to have. I live on a gravel pit here. Tiverton, all of Tiverton is sitting on a gravel rock. Rusty, Rhode Island. That's why we got a lot of iron in it. There's a lot of iron ore in this area. In fact, the earliest settlers to this area made nails, handmade iron nails. That was their some of the earliest businesses in this area. Farm implements, like picks and things like that. A lot of history in this area. Most of the settlers came here in the late 1600s, and they brought their trades with them. I think we're looking pretty good. We're ready to spray. I already see a couple of pieces landed in it. Ugh. That's okay. It's got to dry. Alright guys. We're going to let that tack off. I'm going to get out of this area so that I'm not making any dust out there. Just clean up this gun and we'll be done. Out from Rusty, Rhode Island.